Welcome to an episode of Football Scientific with me, Aaron Sauter. I'm a writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com. I cover the Cincinnati Bengals, the NFL, and fantasy football. Also, I'm a writer for CFLNewsHub.com. I cover the Hamilton Tiger Cats of the CFL. Also on Football Scientific, I cover the UFL, the NAL, the IFL, and the ELF, and we may start covering some college football. So it should be a good time had by y'all. We're going to kick off today talking to Corky the Crocodile, my guest host. I'm Corky the Crocodile. I'm here. I'm feeling good. I hope you're doing great. Thanks for having me. You're welcome, Corky. It's good to have you. Thanks. All right, so there's just a smattering of news. Things in the NFL are kind of quieting down with your first 4th of July. CFL is going strong. I will have my CFL betting guide together probably tomorrow, if not Thursday afternoon, tomorrow night. Sounds like a good time to do that. As we go through things, I had a rough week last week with the betting guy. I didn't expect Toronto to knock off Ottawa, and definitely didn't expect Hamilton to knock off Montreal, but they both did, and they both helped him out. That brings Hamilton in second place right now, tied for second in the East, so that's awesome. Boom, hoping to have a better week. IFL only has 3 games this week. ELF has a full schedule, so with that in mind, we're going to go through the news of the day. First, Miami Dolphins continue to search out tight ends. There was a report, in case you don't know, they traded Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers yesterday for safety Minka Fitzpatrick. And that was a big deal, I guess. And they also traded some 2027 draft picks, a 5th round and 7th round. So the Dolphins traded Jonnu Smith. People said, well, maybe they got a better idea at tight end. I don't think they did. So they traded Jonnu Smith, but then they're talking to the Falcons about Kyle Pitts yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, they were chatting with the Falcons about Kyle Pitts. He's not going to get traded. They don't want to give up Kyle Pitts. Pittsburgh Steelers, they are committed. They say they're committed to having TJ Watt finish his career with them. Some teams are contacting the Steelers about him because he's having a contract dispute, but they're like, nah, man, we want to keep TJ Watt. We want to keep trying to be all in this year and go win a Super Bowl. I don't think they'll get it done, but they want to. Miami Dolphins, running back Raheem Mostert and wide receiver Tyreek Hill have both gone off on the Miami Dolphins front office after they traded away Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, saying, hey, you're treating your all-pro players like crap. Maybe you don't really want to win. So, boom. And there's some negativity going on in Miami. No one's going to the beach now. Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers, as they want to keep TJ Watt at all costs. They're going to keep telling people to go away if they want to trade for TJ Watt. Las Vegas Raiders, Max Crosby has just randomly said at defensive edge rusher university or whatever you want to call it, the edge rushing, the sack summit, I heard someone call it. He said, I'm the greatest pass rusher of all time in the world. I'm the best pass rusher in the world. Deal with it. I say prove it, man. Prove it. You haven't been the greatest pass rusher in the world. Prove it. Prove it. You got paid like it, but you haven't done it. You got the cool tattoos. Come bring it, man. Come bring it. Get your team some wins. Rush some passers. It's one thing to say you're the best in the world, to know when to be the best in the world. Boom, Miami Dolphins. They're interested in Raider tight end Michael Mayer. That was yesterday. They're trying to get another tight end. They didn't really want to. They didn't have a plan for Jonnu Smith. They just didn't want to have him around. Why? Because he's probably mad about the beach situation. He just doesn't want to get along with the Dolphins. They're doing some dumb stuff, and he wanted to call him out, probably. Interesting report. Cleveland Browns have reported quarterback Deshaun Watson is playing a mentor role for Shedeur Sanders. If I was Coach Prime, I'd be crying right now going, no, don't be like Deshaun Watson. Remember, Deshaun Watson is some creepy stuff, man, and he's trying to help Shedeur out because of all the speeding tickets. But I'd rather have speeding tickets than 24 sexual assault cases, allegedly. Safety Justin Simmons is still a free agent. He played for the Falcons. He played for the Broncos. There's been some rumors that he played for the Panthers and blah blah blah. He may not have, be in his best shape right now, because he's still a free agent out there. He may get picked on after an injury mid-season. Actually, it would be really good for the Bengals to pick him up. I don't think they're going to sign anyone while they're still in conflicts with Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart. It'd be really slap in the face to those guys if they sign Justin Simmons at safety, but they need a safety. Miami Dolphins, not saying the Bengals wouldn't do that, just saying it would be a slap in the face. For good or bad. Miami Dolphins, so yeah, it looks like obviously they're looking for a tight end. They're losing John O. Smith, but boom, they found one this morning. They got at least one tight end coming back to them. They executed a trade with New York Giants to get Darren Waller out of retirement. Darren Waller retired with the Giants, but they got him out of retirement and picked him up in a trade for a one-year deal, up to $5 million with incentives. The Giants get a 6th-round pick from 2026. So, no, you got 2027 2nd-round pick. And they gave up a 2026 6th-round pick. Darren Waller. They got Darren Waller. He used to be really good. He's kind of soft. But maybe that matches the Dolphins situation. I think they'll look for one more tight end. They're still asking around. Los Angeles Chargers running back Najee Harris could be a possible trade candidate with Omarion Hampton out there. I kind of thought they had split time and grind it out. See if Omarion can handle a full workload. But now they're saying, rumors are saying, LA Chargers could be looking to trade Najee Harris if they can get something cool for him. I wouldn't do that. They're going to run the ball so much. I would have 2 good running backs. Pittsburgh Steelers. They plan to use Jalen Ramsey as a safety at times this year, so that's how they explain why they traded Minka Fitzpatrick. They're like, well, we have Jalen Ramsey. We can use him as a safety. He's never played safety, but okay, sure. In the CFL, Montreal, we got a lot of new fans from the CFL. Welcome from Canada. Welcome. Hoping to serve your needs, especially when it comes to the betting guy. They got a lot of people are interested in Canada. Let's go Canada. Okay, love the CFL. Montreal U.S. They added American wide receiver Alexander Hollins. Okay, and they moved from their practice roster American linebacker Katie Davis and American wide receiver Jalen Wayne. They moved to their practice roster American running back Steve Scott III, American national wide receiver Daniel Oladejo, and American defensive lineman Dave Sherman. They're going on a 5th straight game. A lot of teams have had a bye week already, but they have not. I think they'll go and get a win. That's my prediction. But we'll see. Edmonton Elks, they're trying to do what they can to get a win. They added from the practice roster national defensive lineman Francis Benet, and they moved to a 6-game injured list American defensive lineman Tamari Fox. That's why they moved Francis Benet from the practice rosters because they had to move Tamari Fox to the 6-game injured list. That's a D tackle for you. They moved to the practice roster American wide receiver Benjamin Victor. So they're having to deal with a few issues up front. But they have a lot of depth up front. They signed a bunch of Tiger Cats. From last year, that was bad. Tiger Cats had one of the worst defensive front sevens last year. Edmonton signed all their players that they did not re-sign. That's weird. And it's working out for them. They're 0-3, so I guess it makes sense. Hamilton Tiger Cats, they released national defensive back Sirman Harrison Bagayogo, who played at Guelph. He hasn't played at all this year. I checked it out on Friday. I was going to write an article, but I don't think it's going to be that interesting because he didn't play in any games this year. He's played in very few games. So, and they released him. It's probably better for him. Maybe we can find a better fit somewhere. BC Lions signed American defensive back Travion Blaylock. Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they released national defensive back Joshua Haggerty, and they moved to the practice roster American running back Quentin Cooley, which means they may be getting more healthy at running back. Could be a return of Brady Oliveira. They're undefeated without him, so I mean, it's a good start to the season without Brady Oliveira, without their workhorse. Ottawa Red Blacks, they released American offensive line Darda Lee, and they moved to the practice roster national defensive back Dawson Pierre and American quarterback Tyree Adams. They were both moved to the practice roster. So, time to get back on the winning track. We'll see. In the ELF, a bunch of moves in the ELF today. Munich Ravens, they released Australian wide receiver Ben Heath. He's 20 years old. He signed with Immunograding study make an impact in the elf. It has not, so he's out. Okay. Helvetic Mercenary is making a ton of changes after tapping out last week for not having enough active players. They have a new head coach, Joshua Fitzgerald. Okay. They released defenseman DeMarco Artis. They picked up defensive back Darren Nayuk from the Rhine Fire. Okay, and he's been a good defensive back. He played 6 games so far at Rhine Fire, and he's left the Rhine Fire now with Helvetic Mercenaries. They also signed Devin Burrell from the Roquelaw Panthers. Devin Burrell's been a special teams player the year before in the Elf, and he's making some plays for the Roquelaw Panthers, but get on the Roquelaw. Roquelaw cut him after being a 2-time All-Star, saying, hey man, you're having a good season, which means he has 22 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, plus 1 interception for a touchdown, and 931 return yards and 3 return touchdowns. That's a really good season so far. It said, you've done really good, but not good enough. Which is weird for Roquelaw, who doesn't seem to be that great, judging someone for not doing good enough. He went to Helvetic. They're trying to flip the script there midway through the season. They want to try and make a run. We'll see. I don't think they will, but we'll see. National Arena League, they announced today an expansion. The Amarillo Warbirds have been accepted to the NAL. There used to be another team, the Desert West Texas Warbirds or something. They were really good. So this may be related to them. They have Amarillo again. They really want to put a team in Amarillo. They had the Amarillo Dusters last year who folded on them before the season started. So it's just hard to say. Why are they obsessed with Amarillo? Maybe because of Beaumont Renegades, even though they have no fans. I don't know. All right, so that's the news in football today. Corky, got any thoughts to add?
He didn't say anything about the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who wear the same color, so I was very concerned about why he didn't mention them.
I don't think they're playing this week. I think they got a bye week. I think they got a bye week.
Dang. Okay, well, I guess that's okay. And Edmonton Elks stink. Okay, that's all I got. So, it was a pretty good show. It was pretty short but sweet. And it was nice work. Okay, so what's next for us?
Well, next we're going to have the CFL betting guide probably tomorrow night or Thursday afternoon. CFL game started on Thursday. Well, the IFL betting guide as well, probably the same timeline because they start playing Thursday. They got Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday game, Monday game. So it's just a weird schedule. Working around the 4th of July in the United States. Canada doesn't worry about that. Elf doesn't worry about that. Elf's got a full schedule. We'll probably go over that on Friday. There's no betting guide. I don't know where you can lay bets on Elf. I will start looking at some college football stuff and maybe expanding our concepts a little bit so you get a little boring without the UFL, NAL going on. So just want to keep looking at different forms of football as we go. Okay, the more we can apply our logic to all levels of football, the more in depth we understand the game. And fundamentally, that's really my goal by making these videos. I want to, give myself motivation for continuing to analyze all types of football and look at trends and what's popular and what's not popular and stay really engaged with football. And then in the meantime, I'm using the videos, using Football Scientific as a way to advertise for footballanalysis1.com and CFLnewshub.com. There's a lot of good content there for teams that are players that are fans that are looking for more content there. Let's do CFL. It can be hard to find reliable content for the CFL. So, we're betting guys coming up, and should be a pretty good time. And thanks for joining us today on Football Scientific. Remember, check out footballanalysis1.com for the articles, catch up with some fantasy football stuff and the NFL news. And then also check out CFLnewshub.com and check out CFL news and live action going on there. And then if you like the channel, subscribe. We got 86 subscribers now. That's a high for us. That's our highest ever. If you get to 100, we'll have a party. We're only 14 people away from 100. Spread the word. Let's get some more followers. And then like the video. Boop. They'll get more videos through the algorithm. We're going to keep having some funny shorts. So we'll keep hitting it with some content, and maybe we'll take off here. Looking to take off. All right. Well, that is Football Scientific for today, and that means the Football Scientific portal is now closed.